So first and foremost, the website that we're using, of course, is tradingview.com. Tradingview is a really nice platform to do your market analysis. Now, there's a lot of different trading news sites that also have charts. For example, let me show you guys like Forex Factory, which is the news site I use. You can also look at the chart on Forex Factory as well, as you can see here, right? It's pretty simple, but you do get an idea of how the market is moving. And it's nice because they have these little events on the chart so you can see at this time it's a red folder. But when you're using something like TradingView, oh, it's this page. It's just a much more complex site that you can do a lot more on because that's what it's built for. It's built for traders. So we're gonna start on the home page. When you first, sorry, I want to say, when you first get to tradingview.com, this is pretty much how it looks. Forex is not the only thing that you can analyze on this site. You can analyze a bunch of different things, as y'all can see here, like stocks, cryptocurrency, Forex. But since we mainly focus on Forex in this class, it's really nice to know where you will find all that stuff. So, of course, you can click on Forex. And once you do that, all the information right here will change. So up here, it's just going to be the standard pairs. So if that's what you trade, perfect. But if not, you can always just search for your pair right here. Because each and every currency pair or asset on TradingView has its own in-depth page. And it's really helpful to be able to access that, especially when you find out what you like to trade. If you can know as much as possible about that particular currency pair or whatever you're trading, it will definitely help you become a better trader, especially if you can like check all your news in one place. So firstly, if you scroll down, you'll see all these different trade ideas for different things. You'll see some people's live streams. If you just want to stay educated or entertained, or you want to learn something new, you can use that. But let's just say you did want to focus on Euro USD, which is a pair I like to trade. You can click on that, and it'll take you into the Euro USD overview page. So in this page, you'll see a quick little screenshot of the chart. It really won't be too many details here, but you can go down, scroll down, and you'll actually see some other people's trade ideas about the same thing. So let's just say you analyze the market for a sell, and then you're not really sure. You can come in here and see maybe somebody else thought the same thing, right? And you can find that under ideas. And if you click on ideas, it'll expand, and then every Euro USD trade idea will be up here. Now, I'm not saying that you should be a copy trader and that you should follow every single person, but if you have created your account on TradingView and you are looking at something for a particular thing, but you're uncertain, it is nice to be able to have this additional resource. Um, or if you just want to see how other people are trading, right? You can definitely do that. When you click technicals, this is literally a visual of what's currently happening in that market with that particular currency pair. So I can see that Euro USD, the market did only open an hour ago, but we can see for the most part, if they averaged it out, most people are thinking that this market is going to sell. So as you're taking your tally and you're trying to figure out how you're going to enter the market, these are all indicators, additional indicators that you can also use before you actually look at your chart. So you're like, okay, a lot of people saying it's selling, and this bar is updating in real time. I don't know if you guys can see that. So once we look at the chart, we should be like, oh, okay, I can see why this was the general overview for Euro USD. So for oscillators, that may be up. The moving average is saying sell. So you pretty much can use this page to gather more information. As we can see, these are all the moving averages, the 100 moving average, the 50 moving average, the 100, all the moving averages. So you know how TradingView only gives you 3 free indicators, right? Instead of having all these different moving averages on your chart, you can look up here because this is literally, I don't know how many this is, but this is a lot of indicators. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's 15 indicators. And out of 15, 13 say sell. So that's 13 additional confirmations that you can have for this particular market for a sell. So that's something that you can use, especially if you're still trying to figure out, okay, I see what I'm looking at on a chart, but I'm not really sure if I should buy or sell. I see that the candles may be under these two indicators, right? But this is up. Y'all can come here to check that out as well. So if this makes sense and it's pretty clear, and let's look at another one. I'm just going to go back. I'm going to go to home. Oh, wait, I clicked the wrong thing, y'all. I didn't mean to click indices. So I'm going to click the Tradingview sign to come home. I'm going to click on Forex, or if I want to just search here, but I don't want it to take me to the chart. So if I click here and I put GBP USD, if I hover over it, it's going to say launch chart or see overview. You click see overview and it'll be the same thing. Now, again, to get to that screen that I just showed you, before we even look at the chart, remember, you have to also check other things. So here, for example, GBP USD. And this is the daily. You guys can change the time frame as well on the 4-hour. What is it doing? Some people are more visual, so they like to look at the charts. Some people are more technical, so they like to look at numbers. So we can see what this is doing on the hour. Everything says sell, sell. It even says strong sell, right? And let's see what the moving averages are. Sell, sell, like it's literally 15 confirmations of sell for GBP USD on the hour. We can check it on the 4-hour, the same way that we do on the chart. 14 sells, 1 neutral. But do you guys see how this can be helpful? Just to see it in plain words like sell or buy, right? Just drop a 7 in the chat if navigate back to this page from the home page. Yeah, you can definitely, let me go back. So when you first come on tradingview.com, this is the screen it'll be on. So you can either, well, actually, this is the best way to do it if you're looking up a particular thing. Say, for example, Spicy, you like Bitcoin. We would type in the search bar BTC USD. Oh, that's under Forex. BTC USD. And then we hover over it. Instead of clicking launch chart, we click see overview. And once you click see overview, it takes you to the overview page. So the overview is going to have everything. It's going to tell you what's happening, what the all-time high is. It's going to tell you some trade ideas about that thing. It'll tell you the timeline of Bitcoin. So this is pretty much news. Oh, even more news is on the same page. So everything is all in one on the overview page. And then to get to the technicals, which is the plain view, you click technicals here, and it'll take you to this screen. So you can do this with anything, Forex, stocks, you're welcome, cryptocurrency, just to see what's happening, change your time frame. So this is for my technical people, right? And then the cool thing about it is these are even potential entry points, or in this case, sell stops, which is pretty cool. So that's one way that you could take advantage of Tradingview for free, right? Because we can only have 3 free indicators, but you can have a lot more if you know where to look, because this is essentially an educational platform, right? So we're going to move on to the next thing. So we're going to click see on super charts. So I'm going to click see on super charts, and I'm looking at Euro USD now. So Euro USD is a currency pair that I like to trade. It's pretty consistent. Unless there's some crazy news, it's just been pretty consistent, right? So I showed you guys how on Forex Factory, and I'll just go back to it. Forex Factory is the news site. And it's just always recommended that you check some type of news site, or you look at TradingView for the news, just so you can get a better idea of what's happening. Because even if your analysis is correct, there can be a crazy meeting happening with the currency pairs that you like to trade. And then now the market is knocked off and you think maybe you're discouraged because you're not doing something right. But it's not that. It's just that you didn't check the news, right? Maybe something's happening that's just really dramatic. So, of course, it's going to be knocked off. So before you trade, do that. You're just gathering more information about what you're going to do before you get into the market. And it's better to be well-equipped than not. So as we can see on Forex Factory, they literally have these folders on the chart. These are just news folders so we can see. But on TradingView, you can actually do the same thing. You can view news and events right on the chart. On my chart, I usually have them, but I took it off so I can show you guys how to access it for this class. Well, actually, no, I kept it on. So pretty much, this little purple lightning bolt right here is the news for Euro USD. So if I click it, my news will pop up right here, right? And since the news is like the market just opened an hour ago, there's nothing, but this news is usually updated in real time. So on Friday, I can see this is what was happening. So dollar strengthens, okay? If I was looking for a buy, maybe that would be something that would support that analysis. So it's just nice. So you can add those little notifications to your chart if you just go to your settings. You can get to your chart settings from here. And there's another place at the bottom of the page, but at the top, that's how I usually get to it. And then if you click events, and then you put ideas on chart. Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry, y'all. I need to change the time frame. Sorry. All right. So you can put, if you click this box right here where it says economic events on charts, and then you say, okay, the news will pop up on the chart. And this is for any currency pair. So if I switch it to GBP USD, the same thing will happen. So if it's news happening, they'll tell you what time it is. It'll be aligned directly with the chart. So you don't have to look all over, and I can click it. Nothing happened yet with this news because it's not August 29th, 10 a.m. But we can see what happened already. Same thing, 2 days ago, the market just opened. Right? So that's just a nice way to check everything all in one. It's pretty helpful. Now, the next thing I'm gonna talk about pretty much is how another way to, and let me clear some of this stuff from my chart. Another thing I'm gonna talk about is how to really maximize your indicators for, it's essentially multiple time frame analysis. Like, when we get into the market and we check it on the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour. If you guys ever check your time frames on multiple, well, check your analysis on multiple time frames, just drop a 7 in the chat. Because there's actually a way that you can change each individual indicator to be a higher time frame, but still trade on a lower time frame. So you're getting a more cohesive analysis. So instead of having to manually check your analysis on every single time frame, what you can do is change the indicators individually. So let's just say I'm looking at my time frame on the hour, but I want to change my indicators to be on the weekly, right? Or maybe the 4 hour. I will do the daily or the weekly. So you just click on the indicator. And then on the input screen, there's going to be something down here that says multiple time frame. So instead of having it adjust to the chart, I can change it to be on the day, right? So that's pretty straight. And I'll do the same thing to this one. I'll change it to be on the day. And then I'll do the same thing to my momentum indicator. You just click it, click time frame, change the time frame to whatever you want it to be. And then even if we put this on the 4 hour, and let's go back to Euro USD. So we can look at this and we can say the market is selling, right? We know the candles are on the 4 hour time frame, but we know the indicators are on the weekly time frame. So if Euro USD, right, based on the strategy that some of us use, if Euro USD is under both of our EMAs on the weekly, and we can see it, but it's still the 4 hour time frame, our momentum line is negative, right? Triple numbers, 111, and it's below 0. And our stochastic is down, right? The orange is over the blue, and it's below 50. Does this align with the first thing we looked at that said that Euro USD was a strong sell? Just drop a 7 in the chat if that makes sense. So we're pretty much looking at our indicators on a higher time frame, but our candles are still on a smaller time frame, right? Now you guys can play around with this and do what you like. However, the only recommendation I have, if you do want to do this, is to always make sure that the indicators are higher than the time frame you're looking at. So you don't want to keep, unless you plan to, let's just say, for example, let's take it down. Let's say you're a scalper. So you want your indicators, the highest time frame that you care about as a scalper, let's just say is going to be the hour, right? So we're going to change all of our indicators to an hour. And then we're going to look at the 15 and the 5, right? Because I know some people still want to be able to look at this, and you can. So all of our indicators, the highest it's going to go up to right now is going to be an hour. But your time frame has to be smaller. So let's look at it on the 15. Same thing, right? If you were going to be a scalper for Euro USD, we still have the same confirmations. We have the candles falling below both EMAs, right? And remember, the indicators are still higher than our time frame. So this is actually a more thorough analysis than if we were to consistently switch back and forth, because we can look at everything at once, right? And we're getting so much more information because the indicators are on such a big time frame. We still have an MOM facing down and negative below 0. And the same thing with the stochastic. So that still aligns with the sell. And even if we put it on the 5, let's see for our scalpers. Make sure we reset the chart. And we can just go back in the past to see if this actually makes sense, right? Does it make sense to look at the market like this? Here we have a cross down. That's our sell indicator. This is facing down, but it's above 0. This is below both, so that would have worked, right? And this is on a smaller time frame. Let's go back. We get the same thing here. Candles forming below the EMA. And this is on the hour. Down, negative, down, right? And let's see how many pips this would have been worth. Okay, a nice 27 pips, not bad. For 45 minutes, right? If you risk $1, that's $27. So do you guys think that that is helpful? Being able to look at your indicators on different time frames? And all of them don't have to be exactly the same. If you know that the moving average is strong and you want to look at that on a weekly, but you want to look at the stochastic on a 15-minute, you do have the option to do that. I just like when everything's consistent. So just remember that if you do want to do that, that your indicators have to be higher than the time frame that you are looking at. So if it makes sense, right? And let me just put this back on I'll put it back on the daily. And we'll just use that for class today. So if you guys have any questions so far, just drop a question mark in the chat, or you can just ask your question, and I will answer it now. What the? Sorry, y'all. Oh, it's the 5-minute. That makes sense. So let me change this back to the 4-hour. Okay, cool. So I told you guys how to add events to your chart. I told you how to maximize your indicators by being able to do essentially what is a multiple time frame analysis. I showed you guys how to do the overview, pretty much for each currency pair that you want to look at. Oh, and this is one difference where if you don't really have to obviously pay, because I showed you guys another way, but the Forex screener, it pretty much is the same thing as what I just showed you guys on the free page of the overview. So if I was to type Euro USD here, and every screen has this button that you can access. It's pretty much the same thing, but we're looking at it a different way. We can see that the EMA is 50. The 50 EMA is sell. The 200 EMA is sell. The momentum is sell. So it's just like, it's pretty clear. But this, oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that, y'all. So this pretty much is, I realized recently that this comes with the paid version. But if you can take advantage of the other way, the free way, then definitely do that. And let's see what news is coming up. Oh, nothing yet. All right, y'all. So those are just some small shortcuts that I wanted to show y'all today. But we are just going to do some live chart analysis, which pretty much means we're going to look at some trades, and try to find our first trade idea of the week. I do encourage y'all to continue to look for trades on your own. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about TradingView that you want to know, anything about how my chart is set up, if you want to make sure your chart is the same way, any indicators that you wanted me to explore or anything, I'll give you guys about 30 seconds to put that in the chat. If not, we will move on to the trading. Okay. So I don't think there's any questions. So we are going to we're gonna go ahead and get started on the trading. So pretty much this it's not really going to be live trading because again, I just like to give the market a little bit of time to develop. But if you want to take what I say right away and apply it, you can go ahead. The market is open. It does open at 5 p.m. on Sundays and it closes at 5 on Fridays. So it's more than enough time to trade if you don't want to do it now. So as always, I'm gonna just review this strategy, and why I like to use this strategy. But hold on, let me take these events off of my chart. These are just news events for people who may have joined late, because I don't really want that on there. Oh, another thing y'all can do, which is pretty cool, if you're also still in the process of learning and you're not always sure, if you put ideas on chart, what I showed you guys earlier, which is pretty much everybody posted like, okay, I think it's going to buy, I think it's going to sell. If you click ideas on chart, that'll put all of those ideas that everybody's dropping on TradingView directly on your chart. So we can see right here, somebody thought that maybe the market was going to sell. So if we click on it, it'll literally take us to their idea and why they think it's going to sell. And they say, blah, 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 I'm expecting Euro USD to sell because da, 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 right? So you can actually put those on your chart. So you may be looking at this and you be like, I think it's a buy. You can just literally click and see. This a lot. This is really a lot. But this is what they saw. Okay. But pretty much it's just another way to help build your confidence when you're trading. And of course, if you go down to different time frames, you'll see who did analysis on that time frame as well. So we can click this person. We can see I don't know what they saw, but this is what they saw, and it was a buy. So it's it can be helpful, just to see if other people are thinking the same thing. If not, you have the option to not have that on your chart, but it's helpful while you are learning. So first, we're going to check the news. Again, before you get into any trades, it's nice to have some type of fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis is literally just gathering as much information as you can. Gathering as much information as you can before you actually take your trade. Sorry, I don't know how to get back to the home page there. All right, so here we go. So I use forexfactory.com just because it's pretty straightforward. I'm just looking for no red folders. Yeah. Very confusing. Like, but I'm pretty much looking for no red folders. Like, once you feel more confident in trading, feel free to trade red folders because that's when the spikes and unexpected move happens. But if you're able to identify that liquidity, and those type of market activity and candles, you can benefit off of them. But if you're still a new trader, I would just say stay away from the red folder. So when I'm checking the news, I'm literally just looking to see if the currency pairs that I like to trade have anything suspicious that's happening. So if I did like to trade AUD USD, I would probably stay away from it, right? Even USD, it's like stay away unless I see a sell opportunity. right? And because I like to swing trade now, which means I'm holding my trade for a couple of days, when I'm looking at this, I'm literally looking at the news for a couple of days, right? I'm trying to see, okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If I wanted to get in for a Euro USD buy, it may have to be a short buy because I can see that on Tuesday, USD is selling. On Wednesday, Euro is selling. Well, not selling, it's high impact news. Wednesday again, more high impact news. So it's just a lot going on. So in my mind, if I'm collecting information before the trade, I'm thinking maybe I should avoid these pairs or I should sell. So since I tend to stay based Euro like USD pairs, that's why that information is relevant to me. But you have to check it for your peers.